It's great to see the classics out there, and it's great to hear the classics out there. These guys mean business. Although we love the show, it's the racing, huh?
It's a whole different ball game, Chris. It's something else entirely. It's nothing really. It's got 3 wheels and engine. That's the only thing that's the same about it.
I'm the idiots that ride it.
Yeah, I'm the same idiots.
It's a bit more technical on one of these. You've got to move forwards and backwards and sideways, whereas on an F2 it's more right and left. So yeah, you feel the bumps a bit more.
It's a very bumpy circuit. It was like a bucking bronco, honestly. Dropped the pressures in the tyres and seemed to smooth it out a little bit, but you've got to be careful around here.
Really fast. It's so much fun. Quite hard, but it's really good. I just love it.
These things are just, I mean, some of them are absolutely epic. Don't have a clue what they are. You know, like when you look at it, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
It just, you know, what's the manufacturer? They're just absolutely stunning bits of kit. Just to see these in action, I'm really excited. You know, front exit sidecars for me is, I mean, it's bonkers. So I'm not a passenger. So we'll leave it to the experts.
So many friendly people here. The paddock here is exceptional. Everybody is helping each other like a big family.
It's a case of holding on, doing what you can, and hoping that you're going to finish.
You just don't know who's going to win, you know. It's all right being the fastest man, but you've got to come across the line, haven't you?
Congratulations!
Yes, thank you. Oh, can't believe it.
We did it.
That was incredible. My arms are so pumped. I was really struggling to hold on.
The aim was just to get a good start in a reasonable position. You know, we just kept going, so it seemed to be all right.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
I loved riding it and squealing the tyres, locking the brakes up.
We rode the wheels off it yesterday. It was great.
The big wheelers are just so different to everything else. You have to be quite an acrobat on your feet.
But these guys are fantastic, and it will be a good spectacle to watch today.
Race has been discontinued, but they've declared the winner.
It's number 9, number 97, and number 5. Brilliant.
It's just spectacular. It's a privilege to come and race it, really.
It's nice to see the paddock getting a variation of all different winners, and it's great for the sport and it's great for the spectators around here.
Oh, I'll definitely come back. Yeah, I like it.
It's the highlight of the year for us.
Three-wheelers. Three-wheeler, yeah, we go. Hello, three-wheelers around the world. Yeah, we got a show for you today. Yeah, we're at the pre-TT, and we're getting all ready for Sidecar Race 1. Yeah, three-wheeling sidecar race, yeah? Right, Haley? Yeah, well, just take a look around here a bit. You know, we got clouds. We had a few little showers here, and I don't know, did you hear what the weather's going to be? It's going to be iffy, is what
it's not going to be great. So it's going to be challenging. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, this makes it a bit more exciting. But just fingers crossed we have a good, safe run here. Yeah, so you know, we're all ready to go. And this is just the appetizer because we got the TT getting all ready, right?
We do.
Haley?
We do.
Huh?
We do.
Huh? And you've been already been working, haven't you, Haley? You're doing pre-TT work, huh, Haley?
I certainly have. So I've been visiting our partners. So where did I go? I went 1886. We headed over to up north of the island. We went to the Ginger Hall. That was a pretty spectacular watching spot. So if you're getting over, I want to go see those guys. I've got hospitality days and also one of the best viewpoints on the course. So Ginger Hall. Then we went to Silby Glen Hotel. Fantastic, great hospitality there as well. Headed up to the Victory Cafe, who have had a Norton takeover for TT. So Norton and Ryan Rokill, artists, have been over. They painted all the side of the Victory Cafe, and then they've taken over the inside. So they've got a shop in there where they're selling their merchandise, and then they're covered the whole right side of the wall in the entrance there of the history of Norton motorcycles at the TT, and beyond. So it's pretty cool to check it out. So even if you're not there watching the racing, go and have a little look if you're coming over. And then coming back into Douglas, 1886, we've been the Cregner Bar as well. So a little nod to our partners. Thank you for your support. Thank you for flying our flags, literally. And yeah, we're looking forward to getting going, really. The paddock has been looking a little bit wet up there, and TT paddock. It's been looking a little bit damp because the weather hasn't been too great, as is this evening. It's a little bit damp, but it's not too bad. And hopefully it's going to stay dry enough for everyone to have a safe race, and everything's going to be running.
Oh yeah, it looks okay, right? Yeah, but we have friends from all over the world.
We do.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at one. We're going to interview you, Larry. We have Larry Coleman from California. Yeah, one of the old sidecar guys out there. Yeah, we'll touch base with him. And yeah, but some of the guys I got, you know, they got the news a few days ago. It was a couple of days ago, and some of the tents were down in the paddocks at TT. And so I had a few guys getting a little bit panicked, and I said, "Well, don't worry, that's normal Manx weather here, right? Mm-hmm. Don't we get that, Haley?
Yeah,
we get blowout, and then it will pass, right?
It will. It will.
So we're all up for it and everything, and yeah, well, the promo partners we got, right? Haley gave you a rundown on that, and you're going to see our three-wheeling big banners all over, you know, the course, and then of course what we're saying here, you know, places Haley's been visiting and that, yeah. But we don't want to forget our merch tent at TT, at the grandstand, right off the winners enclosure, yeah. But if you see one of those banners there, we're selling those too. And what do you think about this, huh?
Nice.
We got the new dual branded three-wheeling TT hoodie, and we also got. Oh, I got putting a picture on here. I got it in the T-shirt. But we also have a nice white variety. What do you say? You like the white, don't you?
The black and white's cool. It's very cool. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's none of that. We want to get down to the.
It, don't we?
Oh yeah, we're going to be. Yeah, we're going to do the 2 miles. Yeah. That's going to be something, huh? Oh, okay. Let's get down to the racing now here, and so one little prelude thing here I'm going to tell you guys about. I'm not going away, but I am going to cut down a bit on my presenting work here. And we have Haley. She's going to lead our team, and we're going to be building our team, right, Haley?
We are.
Yeah. And so we already started last year. We have Jack. We have Jack Laidlow, and I'm going to call him in a minute here. But Jack is going to sidekick there with you, Haley, right?
Yeah.
You guys get along good with Jack, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So. I'm just going to step aside. I'm going to be around. I'm going to be at the winners enclosure down here for the close of the race, and you might see me buzz in while I'm talking to some of the guys over here. But by and large, I'm going to keep in the background. All right. So, having said that, whoa, we got that guy. But having said, I'm glad you caught that one. I didn't see it coming all the way. So. Yeah, I like this. This is good. Very exciting. Come on, Jack. So having said that, I'm going to kind of step aside now. And Jack, go ahead and tell us tell us a little bit about your racing exploits. How are you doing now?
Yeah, well, first, Chris, thank you very much for having me back this year.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be great. Yeah. So I'm racing both in the British and the World Championship this year with my brother. We're currently leading the British Championship at the moment, and we're lying 11th in the world, so we're having a really good season so far. But I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
And he didn't want to talk about it at first.
Oh no, we had to tell him. I said we want to give you a little promo here, Jack. He's really doing great. He's and he's gonna he knows the bikes here.
Well,
Jack.
thank you very
He's
much,
raised with the family, eh?
Well, that's it. You know, it's all great. Cycle racing one big family. So if you know a little bit, you end up knowing a lot, really, don't you? So it's tremendous.
Yeah. And how's your dad? Okay.
Yeah, no, he's doing grand. Yeah, he comes to every race meeting, keeps it all in check. Yeah.
Is he going to be at TT?
You never know. He's teasing it at the moment. So we'll see him later on in the week.
Yeah. No problem. All right. So you're going to work with Haley now, huh?
Absolutely.
Go ahead hitting it.
We've got a really exciting pre-TT and TT to come up with.
He did a great job last year, his first go.
Thank you very much.
You're also on the radio across, aren't you?
Well,
I heard about that. I see some of that. Huh?
Yeah,
he's really. But that's the whole plan. I said that
And
in one
he's
of
a
my...
rock star as well, isn't he? He's a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
TT is the main thing, though. You know, you're trying to get this away. This is what it's all about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that is it. That's the big one, I say. The TT, huh?
Absolutely. And the pre-TT. It's going to be
Well, the
fantastic.
pre-TT's great. Of course, we have such a great organization down here. Everyone loves it, you know, and we're going to do bigger and better things for the guys down here at the Southern. Right? Yeah. And so you're going to get more and more work. Right, Haley?
Just as the sun comes out.
Just as the sun comes out.
Oh, there we go. All right. So
About time.
I'll let you guys go, and I might pick you up down here, but I'm going to be down when the boys come in. I have to get involved with that. That's a lot of excitement when they come in. All right, guys.
Great.
Go ahead.
See you soon, Chris.
All right.
Marvellous. Thank you very much, Chris.
All right. Take care.
See you in a bit. Jack, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Really good to be back, Haley.
It's been great checking in with everyone, hasn't it? You've got your nice little pitch in the far corner there, so you're staying with everyone.
That's right. I am in the Freewheelmobile this year, so so it's been a lot nicer. But I tell you what, the range been unfortunate. We've had a sluggy few days, as you were saying.
Yeah. What do you think the track conditions are going to be like now for the guys? So, if it doesn't rain again, how do you think it's going to be out there for them?
If it doesn't rain again, I think it'll be fine, to be honest. I think it won't be perfect, be far from perfect, but I think they'll have a very good race in their hands. They've got a lot of temperature in the track there with many solo races and qualifying session today. And, of course, classic sidecars, they have to run with treaded tyres, so they've got that little bit extra grip, that little bit of extra way to get more heat into the tyre as it is. So I think there should be some good racing. I don't think there'll be much deficit at all.
And if it rains again?
Well, you'd be excited then, wouldn't you? Be a bit more slidey, be a bit more fun.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the grid then. Let's talk about the people that have signed up, that are here, that have actually entered into this great event. There's a few newcomers, so let's touch on the newcomers. What are your thoughts on... they seem to be doing okay, they seem to be enjoying it, but what are your thoughts on the newcomers that we have this year?
They do certainly seem to be enjoying themselves and having a good time. Obviously, you got Sharon Reeves on the back of Danny Quirk, who won it last time, so she's got a baptism of the fire, but she's handling it very, very well. She's qualified really strongly. And of course, you've got Sam on the back of Steve there, number 7 on that 2-stroke. They haven't had the best of qualifying, but in that last session they seem to go very strong again. So hopefully they'll be having a fantastic time. But then the rest of the grid is brilliant once again.
And there's so many previous podium finishers, winners, isn't there, on there? And it's a small grid, but it's still a great grid, and it's super entertaining grid for the lineup that we have. And it's great to see Greg Lambert, that's who we just had come past us there. We don't know, we've yet to find out why they went out. We asked around some of the officials, but we'll get you the gossip on that, we'll get you the intel. So it was Andy and Greg went out, didn't they? So, but their return, and they dominated they've been champions here at the Southern 100 anyway, haven't they? Which is, you know, same track, different event, but...
Yeah, no, they've had quite a few strong runs together at the 700. And of course they're doing TT together and all for the second time this year. They're a very strong pairing. And on that that Greg's dad used to race back when he used to race on the same circuit. It's a fantastic story. We will catch up with Greg and Andy a bit later on, but it's brilliant. And I don't know why they went out, to be honest with you, because for those listening, they went out on the back of the solo race for just a lap. So we're trying to figure it out. It's a bit of a mystery here in the paddock at the moment.
Well, when you're going to go have a chat and scrutineering now, aren't you? And I'm going to try and find out the info if I can whilst you're scrutineering. Before we do go there, what about winning then? Who do you think's? Do you think Danny could be there again on the top step, or do you think? Who do you think's looking good to take?
Well, absolutely. I mean, as you say, Danny and Sharon, they've been proving really well through qualifying and the practice sessions, but I have to say, Jack Greasewood and Alice Smith, obviously they finished 3rd here last year. You haven't got the people who finished in front of them was Kieran Clark and Bob Dawson, and they're not here this year, so you never know.
Well, they're actually over there. They're wandering around, but they've not entered. So they've come to cause trouble in the paddock, but not necessarily race.
No.
Alice, they've been flying the last. In qualifying, they were flying. She didn't even realise how fast they were going. The commentators were saying how much of a gap they'd improved on, and they didn't have a clue. She just said, well, it felt fast.
Well, I've heard through the grapevine and all that this possibly could be Jack's last race here as well. So he'd be wanting to go out and, go out with a fantastic result, wouldn't he? Yeah. So this could be brilliant.
So you've got some time in the scrutineers. They've said you can go and have a chat with them,
They
didn't they?
certainly have, yeah. They
So-
go and see what scrutineers job is, what they're looking at on the
I
site.
will leave you to do. I will catch up with you. I'm going to try and find out the update on Greg, and I'll leave you to have a little chat
Right
with the
then.
scrutineers.
Well,
All right.
see you
have
later
fun.
then, Hayley.
Thanks.
See you in a minute. Yeah. As I say, so every bike before they go to scrutiny, before they go on track, they need to be scrutinised. Just make sure everything's in touch. You know, it's not going to drop oil or it's not going to cause any problems, both for themselves and for other riders on track. If you've been to a race meeting, you'll be familiar with site guys going through scrutineering. So, as you can see here, we've got this fantastic upright-looking outfit of its number 9 here. It's brilliant. So, as you can see, scrutineer just looking through the bike. So, can I just ask very quickly, what exactly are you looking for when it comes to scrutineering? What are you just checking all about's okay?
Pretty much, starting at the front of the bike, working our way backwards. On something like this, I'm treating it as a separate solo, doing it as I would do a solo, and then checking the attached chair. Because it's a classic bike and it's got a spoked wheel, I'm checking that there's no spokes there, they're loose. Then we've got the more modern day additions at the bottom. We've got an oil catch tray there, so I've got to make sure that there's enough room for any oil from the engines. Apart from that, we then just follow the ACU standards and regulations. Anything that's got an oil filter, it must be wired, and yeah, everything's safe really, so that it can go out on the course as well as it can do.
Oh, fantastic. So is there much difference between checking over a sidecar and a solo? Is it the same general operation? Obviously you've got the third wheel and the platform.
It's a lot different, more so on the modern stuff, but the beauty of scrutineering a sidecar is that you can see everything you need to see. You know, the fairings come off, we get a good look at the whole lot. It's not really that easy with a solo, and certainly not a modern solo anyway.
Oh, marvellous, marvellous. Well, I'll let you get back to your work because obviously it's a very important job here. So let's just catch up with the passenger then of this outfit. So how have we been going on so far this meeting?
Problems in first practice and rear wheel bearings collapsed. So lots of smoke from the tyre, slowed us down a bit, and then a bit of frantic work this morning to get it fixed. But we did get it fixed, and we've qualified this afternoon, so we're looking forward to the race.
Marvellous, marvellous. And can I ask, so you've obviously got the big wheel of the solo sort of style on the side, but you've got a small a smaller sidecar wheel. Is this something that was original with the bike, or is this something an adaptation that you've done yourself?
Well, strictly speaking, if you're talking pre-59 rules, it should have an 18-inch sidecar wheel, but as we're pre-72 here, then we're allowed a 10-inch sidecar wheel.
Oh, fantastic. So this sidecar, it's a race leg machine, and this is a style of what you would expect to run in the 1950s. Is that sort of what you're saying?
That's it, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic. So how are you getting on in a domestic scene? And you're running with the CRMC club, am I right?
Yes, but this is first year that we've run this, and we've only run it there really to test it for this meeting.
Oh,
this meeting is really what it was built for.
Fantastic. And how many times have you done the pre-TT? And obviously, as you say, this is the first time on this bike, is it?
It's the first time on this bike. We first did it in 2016, and we've done every one, bar the COVID years when it didn't run.
Yeah. Oh, perfect stuff. Well, thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the evening, a fantastic race. We're just going to catch up with some of the more, slightly more modern, but yet not very modern bikes as we go on. Thank you very much, you two. Now then, this is the number 8 machine of Mike Cookson, who is here. Mike, can we get a quick word with you? So, this is a BMW. This is a BMW machine, is it? What year is this? Well,
it's a replica, but it's a copy of a 1972 bike. It's all authentic. Everything is as original. The engine isn't a genuine 750, which are very hard to come by. But it's a converted 800. It's been sleeved down to 750, and it goes very well. I really enjoy it.
Marvellous. So you've had a good couple of qualifying sessions then. Do you know where you've qualified for the race tonight?
I think we're 7th.
Oh, yeah. And are you happy with that result?
Oh yeah. Considering the competition, yes.
Hey, because you had a little bit of a break, didn't you, Mike? What made you come back this year?
Well, I've been running a solo team for the last 7 years, And I didn't bring the bike here last year. I ran 3 solos, and it was just too much. And I missed the sidecar. So I'm running 1 solo and the sidecar.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, felt a bit battered and bruised after the first session. I haven't been on it for so long, but the session this morning was good, and really looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely marvellous.
Take it nice and steady, because I think it's a bit greasy out there.
Well, I can imagine so, but hopefully it's meant to stay like this for the race tonight, so hopefully you might be in for a good time.
That'll be good. Yeah, thank you.
Not very well. Good luck tonight,
Right.
mate. Wait, hey, look.
So I have an update. Yeah. So Greg has just been updating us that they made some gear changes, so they need to just go and test the bike. So they're just waiting to now go through scrutineering. But yeah, they just needed to go and give it a run, so they got the green light to do that. And he says it's feeling good, Greg, after the changes? Bike feeling good after the changes?
Yeah, transformed it. It's just, yeah, it's great to have a... It's never done so many laps, really, because I don't really ride it a lot, so committed to the Formula 2. But really enjoying it, and it's up to now it's behaving, and we just had a little run out there, changed the gearbox and gearing, and it's transformed it, so I'm quietly happy. So it'd be nice just to finish it. I want to finish it, and it'll be good then.
Great.
Yeah.
And good to be back then at this track.
Oh, I love it, Southern
Yeah.
100. There's nowhere better, is there? Great club, great people. It's just great, isn't it? Yeah, it's
We
good.
just need this weather to hold out for us now, don't we?
Yeah, let's hope so, and then hopefully it'll follow into TT, and yeah, we'll have a good TT for everybody as well. So.
Well, listen, have a great race. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem tomorrow then. Yeah, if not, I'll be tomorrow. Alright, let's go. I'll be Hiya. Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Bob Dawson, we just mentioned you. Hiding in the paddock. So how come you're not here?
Well, we've decided to have a little crack at the TT. So we thought, as much as we're missing it, that we better concentrate on that instead of putting too many eggs in different baskets.
Okay. And how are you feeling about going into it?
We'll be all right once we get a lap. We get a lap on Monday. I'm trying not to think about it too much at the moment because it's but we'll see. Went for a little lap on my solo road bike this morning, and it'll be interesting.
You said you went at 7:30, is that right?
Yeah, it was nice and quiet, and the sun was out, which is about the first time this week. So
Yeah. So you've been stuck in the paddock with the very wet paddock up at the TT.
Yeah. It's actually quite dry up here, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it is. So what about the lineup here then? Who do you think? Who you're looking out for?
I think it's going to be a battle between Jack and Danny.
Okay.
Yeah. If Greg gets his imp going, because I know he's struggled with that the last few years, but if he's got it on song, that could, you never know, might play a part. But I think, Jack and Danny will probably have a good fight at the back, and then there'll be those 3 behind him will probably have a good scrap. So should be good.
Good. Well, listen, enjoy. It's good to see you, and all the best at TT.
Cheers.
We'll
See
be
you
chatting
back
to you
up
there,
there, yeah.
definitely. Freewheeling.
Freewheeling.
Thank you.
Cheers.
No, I didn't want to be as shit as a shit meat, and I did. Oh. Right, change your plan now. Well, why didn't you show me that before?
Hello. Right. So you had Hayley talking. So Hayley just been talking to Bob Dawson there, one person who was here last year but not here this year, and here's another one, Keith Walters. Why? It's a shame to see you're not on the grid this year.
Nah, it's just down to lack of money.
Mm-hmm.
The money I had in the bank when I finished work is now all gone.
Oh, I see.
So the only reason I'm here now is because a mate of mine, Horst Walzak, give me a cheque for $5,000 to carry on for this year. Otherwise I wouldn't be racing at all this year. But I'm doing a few, but then the end of this season, that's the lot.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Mr. Walzak, because it's people like you that keep this sport going, especially in the classic scene. Because I know you really don't attract many sponsors like in the classic scene.
And the bike that Al my passenger is racing in
Alan
the
Thomas at the TT with Jody James.
That's Horst's bike. Horst retired and he gave him the bike to race.
Well, he's a very kind man, that Horst was. If you're watching, thank you very much on behalf of the cycle community. But we want to talk about you, because although you may not be here, you've had some very good results on the classic bike that you're still running into.
Yeah, we were in Hengelo 2 or 3 weeks back, and we had 2/3 there. So it makes a change to get on the podium.
Fantastic, Keith. So you've got a few more meetings this year planned now, have you? Are you going to the Bob Mack at East Fortune?
Yeah, going to the Bob Mack, Chimay, Jardine, Sidecar Festival in Cadwell, and then Oshersleben at the end of the year.
Is that winning with the Camathias Cup?
Yes.
Could you just briefly explain what the Camathias Cup is?
It's a European championship for classic bikes, and it's a really good championship to race in. We get full grids, and it's very much like club racing in the UK used to be about 20 years ago. Everybody's friendly and it's good fun.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds great. Named after, of course, a great Florian Camathias, who is a Swiss driver, wasn't he?
He was Swiss, yeah.
Yeah, he passed away some years ago now, but that championship still runs strong in his name. The Camathias Cup on this weekend, isn't there, at Assen?
Yes, in Assen, but I couldn't afford to do that.
Oh, fair enough. You're in the Isle of Man, what more could you want, eh? So you mentioned your passenger before, Alan Thomas. How's he getting on? Obviously, is he all set up ready for the TT?
Yes, he's all signed on and briefed and whatever. Oh, so he's ready to go.
Just a couple of days waiting now. Anyway, thank you very much, Keith.
Okay.
Good to see you all about.
Right.
We got Matty Sims over there. So Matty Sims said he's going to come and have a little chat, but he said he'd come and have a little chat, but then he got a phone call. So he's a little bit busy at the minute, but we will pull him in as soon as he's finished. But I'm just going to pull Larry in. I've just been having a really lovely chat with Larry, if that's okay. So Larry Coleman, wow, you've made your imprint on the sidecar world in the US.
I have. I was fortunate. I had the AMA National Championship for 3 years, and I was blessed with an induction into the AMA Hall of Fame in 2010. And after I gave up road racing in 1981, I was in the industry. I worked in the motorcycle industry in sales and marketing for 40 years, so I've got quite a lot of friends there and a lot of experience with motorcycling there. And I took up Bonneville and the Bonneville Sulfites Land Speed Racing, and I've held many records at Bonneville in land speed racing, so all with sidecars. And in fact, we even switched organizations at Bonneville because we raced with the Southern California Timing Association, and in 1990 or 91, actually we brought a Streamliner sidecar that was all set up for a passenger, and they said, oh no passengers allowed. I can't say as I blame them, because it had capability of going 200 miles an hour. And so then I switched to the strictly motorcycle speed trials, and I still go to that. Except I don't race anymore. I set a lot of records with them too, with the AMA Motorcycle Speed Trials, held it every year at Bonneville Sulfites. And now I'm a crew member on a sidecar Streamliner from Germany.
Amazing. And you've raced in Germany as well. You spent a few years racing there.
I started my career in Germany in 1969 at Hockenheim, and I was blessed in 2022. I decided to hang it up. I had been racing a 16-inch wheel BMW with ARMA, the American Historic Racing Motorcycle Association, which was a perfect place for a couple old boys to be out racing. But it was time to quit. And I got invited to the Hockenheim Classic in 2022, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I was able to have my last race in 2022 at Hockenheim. I had my first race in 1969 at Hockenheim, and that's what I did. That was my last event, went home, sold the bike. And now I can do things like this.
Superb. And now you're here at the Pre-TT Classic. You're going to be here for the whole 2 weeks, aren't you, joining us for the TT?
I am. I'm here for, I go home the day after the second TT sidecar race. I strictly came to see the sidecars. Solo guys are okay, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a sidecar race with a few solo bikes thrown in.
Yeah. And what about the TT then. So why have you? This is your first one, right? It's your third one. So what draws you back? Why do you come here for the pre-TT and the TT? What brings you here?
Well, the pre-TT. The first time I came to the TT, we did not come to the classic, and then I heard about it, and I went, well, I've got to see that because. Well, for example, I've seen a couple of GT750 Suzuki sidecars here today, and I had 2 national championships on the GT. So I have on an English chassis, an MGF chassis. So I've got a special place, in my heart for water buffaloes, and you never see them in the States anymore. So just to come here to see real sidecar racing. I mean, I appreciate everything we're doing in the States. We're getting stronger. We've connected with three-wheeling through Chris, and we're going to do more to grow sidecar racing, and what we're doing in the States with ARMA and get some more exposure. But you really have to come to Europe to see real sidecar racing. And the Isle of Man is the holy grail for any racer and any spectator. And I'm fortunate to have been here for 3 years. And so I'll always come. If I come from now on, this is the second time I've been here for the Classic. I'll always come to see the Classic.
If you're going to do it, you want to
absolutely.
bolt it on, don't
Absolutely.
you? Well, listen, who are you looking out for? So if you, at the TT, is there any particular team that you have got your eye on?
Well, I have to admit, Molly's kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
I've got to go with Molly. But realistically, it's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to going over to the paddock and talking to some of the riders. I'm curious how the new Hoosier tires versus the Avon tires, how the teams are adapting. Ellis and Clement are going to be really interesting to watch because they're in a race on a racetrack, X number of laps, racing against their competition. Now they're racing against the clock at the TT. So that's a different approach, and it's going to be interesting to see how they approach. Fons and Walmsley, you've got to, what with Ben and Tom, now that Tom Birchall's no longer with Tom, or Tom's no longer with Ben, that has thrown some things into the mix. There's 2 or 3 teams that it's going to be a very, very interesting TT sidecar.
It's going to be an exciting one, isn't it?
Very
for sure.
exciting,
So coming back to the pre-TT Classic, so the bikes that they've got entered into this entry, into this particular event, is there anything that's really been catching your eye as you've been wandering around and seeing the entries here this weekend?
Well, the BMWs, of course, they have a tendency to dominate. But what really caught my eye, which we don't see in the States forever, is the Imp. Like Greg Lambert's Imp powered. I was at Hockenheim when I was at Hockenheim in 22. There was one of those there that was wicked fast, and so I'm the engineering and putting the car motor into the chassis, and it's just again, you've got to come to Europe to see real sidecars and engineering and innovation.
Great. Well, listen, Larry, I'm sure we're going to be talking to you many more times. It's really interesting. It's great to have you here, and I look forward to hearing more stories, to be honest. Three-wheeling, yeah!
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you in a bit.
It's very interesting people around the paddock, isn't there?
Yeah, it's great. Matty. Oh, thanks. Can we grab Matty? Yeah, just quickly check in. We caught you. Come on over. Come on in, Jack. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, to be fair. It's nice to be back down in the pre-TT.
And it's a shame to not see you here.
It is a shame, but I can't really do both in 1 year, not for the first year anyway.
Well, that's understandable. You've been doing a lot of prep, and it's a big commitment, isn't it, doing the TT? Yeah. But it's exciting. It's a great next step for you, isn't it?
I don't really know what the next step after this is.
Yeah.
It's just keep pushing to get faster and faster and hopefully end up on the podium eventually.
Well, I was speaking to your dad earlier, and he was saying you'd said, is it about 14 you said you wanted to do the TT, was it?
Yeah, about 14, maybe even a little bit earlier, so this has been a long time in the making, and it's all sort of led up to being here now. And, well, that's about it, really. All of it's just worked towards this moment.
Great to see the two of them, isn't it? Here to say hello, and then to see them progressing.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant, especially at TT. But do you miss it at all, being that down here? Do you miss riding the Classic?
Yeah, Yeah, massively. I said because we came down yesterday, and I said to Bob that I wish we were doing it. Seeing them go past and thinking, yeah, this was meant when we did it last year.
Just you wait till Monday. I don't think you'd be wishing you'd be. I'm sure you think you're in the right chair there. Yeah. But obviously, you've been racing for many years. You had a fair few years with Brian Alaria in British F2, and now with Bob doing a TT.
I found my feet quite quickly because I've always been on with faster people. So I was on with Dad, and he was winning his championship at the time, and Hayley, she was fast. Then I went with Brian, and he was quick. So it's nice to just constantly be on with quick riders and good riders.
Fantastic. And now, of course, you're on with Bob, so you'd be excited for stuff. And with all new changes this year, obviously, how are you finding the new tyres, the new Hoosy tyres?
We found them really, really nice straight away. I felt like I got a lot of response from them. Bob was happy with them. They feel a little bit more like a classic, to be fair. They're a bit slidey, a little bit less grippy than maybe the big-wheeled Avons, but I quite enjoy them.
Oh, so you're almost more in your element than Jordan. Yeah. Matty, sorry. And so, looking at the grid for the pre-TT this year, then what do you think is who would you say are your favourites for your podium?
You've got your Jack Griswood and Alice, quick, very quick, and Danny and Sharon. Which, to be fair to Sharon, fair play to her, because she wasn't planning on staying racing, and now she's here.
Fantastic. We had a newcomer on the podium last year. Why can't we have a newcomer on the podium again this year?
Yeah.
And talking about newcomers, what's your thoughts on newcomers this year? Obviously, you got TT and Sidecar legend Kenny Howell was making his debut pre-TT.
Yeah. Well, I think things like that are always good. The sport needs to progress forward. It's nice to see new faces all the time. Because it's nice for me to remember that when I was a new face in the sport, I was shown by the paddock, and it's nice to be able to give back to that now.
Fantastic. I know. I tell you, just as we're talking, it started to rain.
Oh, it's coming back. No. Listen, Massey, thank you so much. All the best next week. Thanks for coming and saying hello, have a little chat. I look forward to seeing what you guys do together next week.
To see how it goes.
Yeah, freewheeling. Yeah, thank you so much.
Got him.
No. So nearly all the bikes we're scrutining, even if there's only one or two. I mean, we're a bit off the race time. It's not out until 8:15 tonight.
Yeah.
All going well.
Let's see. Let's have a little chat here. Hello.
How you doing?
Can I grab you for a quick chat? Is that all right?
Yeah.
So Alice isn't doing too bad, is she?
She's doing all right, isn't she? Yeah. She's quite happy with it. Yeah.
I mentioned to her earlier, the commentators going crazy for the improved lap times that they just did in the last session in qualifying, and they were going crazy for it, and she was like, oh, well, it just felt fast.
Yeah, well, they're not going as quick as they did last year, so I think they've probably got another 4 or 5 seconds to come. Not if this is anything to go by, but yeah, no, they're quite happy with it. But everybody dropped their lap times from last night. You know, it was cold last night. Today was so much better. So yeah, it's to be expected, really. But they're pleased with it. You know, they made a few changes, and they're happy.
Proud dad, as always.
Yeah, no, it was great. You know, we went out and watched at Stadium Corner on the outside, which I've never watched there before, and it was just so cool to watch it. And the first lap by, we waved, my wife and I, Sarah, when I waved to her, and she'd give us a big nod. Then every lap, it was a proper nod. The first lap, we thought, well, maybe it was just a bump, but no, after that, it was a nod every single time. And she committed to the corner and just give us a nod. It was lovely, yeah. No, they're really happy with pole, and hopefully they can replicate it in the race.
Awesome. And how about yourself? Like, we have seen you here, obviously, raced. Why are you not here this weekend?
Because last year, Mike's passenger, who's team owner, a top lad called Dave, he couldn't do it last year. He did actually manage to get here in the end, I think, but he'd given me the ride, so I kind of I didn't offer it back, but he could have done it last year. But he's back in the saddle, and to be honest, it's just nice watching. I mean, I do feel like I'd like to be out there, but it's nice to watch as well.
Great. Yeah. Well, listen, good luck. All the best to Alice. Yeah. And we'll probably see you at the podium, I reckon.
Well, fingers crossed, we'll see you up there somewhere.
There you win, and thanks so much. Thank you. Fancy a little chat? Yeah, sure. Just put my hood up. Just been chatting with your dad. He's obviously a proud father, of course. Well done.
Thank you.
Amazing, incredible to be a newcomer on the podium last year and then to see what you guys are doing here together. It's exciting,
Yeah,
isn't it?
very exciting, yeah.
So how was the course feeling being back here?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's nice that I know it now. It's the best circuit ever. It's just amazing. I mean, a lot of close walls, but just so nice to be back out.
And your mum and dad were watching. Was it Stadium Corner? I think that
Yeah.
they were watching. And
Yeah.
you giving them a little nod.
I was giving them a nod every time, which Jack did have a go at me about. But it's worth it. It's worth it for the crowd, you know.
Well, how are you feeling about this weather now? Because this is a little bit of a challenge, isn't it?
It is a little bit. We've obviously never done it in the rain, so we're not sure on our braking distances where we should brake or not, and I obviously need to be at different points on the bike for different corners, so it's going to be testing, but give it a go. Don't have a choice, do we?
Listen, have a great one, enjoy
you.
it, all the best, and we'll see you at the podium, I reckon.
Hopefully.
yes. Thanks so much, Alice.
No worries.
Got mine?
Trying to chat.
Yeah, no problem. Do you want to come in here?
Yeah, I think I do if I don't.
Out the road.
So, John here with Jordan Forrest, who is passenger to surprisingly newcomer, Kenny Howe. So, how are you finding it so far? You've had limited, you've had a few problems, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had a few problems over the weekend. So, got a couple of laps in this morning. It's just starting to rain now, so hopefully get a few more laps in. The bike's running better. See how it goes.
So obviously it's Kenny's first year at Pre-TT. Is it your first year?
My first year, yeah. I think Kenny's done it on the F2 before, so my first time on the island, first time racing here, so all being well, it should go good.
Oh, fantastic. What do you make of the circuit then?
It's quick, very quick, bit different to short track.
How do you find it different? Do you find it a different passenger style, or...?
Yeah, well, obviously we're on the front exit rather than the F2. It's very, very quick, challenging. Obviously a lot different. There's a bit more furniture here, let's say. So we'll go out and see what we can do this afternoon.
Absolutely. And can I just ask you about the bike, because the bike that you are riding is absolutely amazing. I love it. I've been fanboying over it all.
The GT. GT 750. Sounds sweet as a nut. Kenny's spent a lot of time getting the bike right. Obviously we had a meeting at Cadwell last week. Again, a few teething issues, but we're there now. Singing now. So hopefully, fingers crossed this afternoon in the wet, we'll see what it can do.
Yeah, well, like I say, you've had a few problems, but when you've gone past, that kettle engine sounds magnificent. If you've got a chance to get over it like tonight, come on, just to hear the engine.
It does. It sounds well.
Sounds very good. So with the adverse conditions coming in, how did that make you feel for this evening's race?
As a passenger, obviously, if it's raining, I always say it's a bit easier. Obviously, we're not quite as quick. You're not flat out, are you? So, again, just go and do what I can do, and that's it. So
marvellous. Are you stopping for the rest of the TT as well, or just?
We're not. No, unfortunately. No, straight home on Monday morning. Sorry. So it's.
You see, you came for the main bit though, the classic, the Pre-TT. This is what we're all about.
For this. So,
anyway, thank you very much, Jordan.
No, smashing. Thank you.
Can we get one of these off you? Right. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, smashing. Thank you very much.
Do it. Oh, it's so bleak now.
Well, we're all trying to get a little bit of shelter, to be honest. If you just have a little look over the scrutineering, look how many people are crowded in the scrutineering tent now. It's I'm hoping it's going to pass, Jack.
I'm hoping it'll pass.
It's a very large, dark cloud.
I mean, there's some blue sky over the sea.
Well, let's
and I
hope.
could do blowing this way, but over that way, it's just black clouds. So you never know. We've got about an hour before the race, have we? Something like that. So hopefully it might clear by then. If not, look, the beauty of classic.
Half an hour.
The beauty of classic sidecar machines that they can only run on treaded tyres, which means that if it's wet, if it's dry, if it's hit-and-missy, it's all it's all the same thing. You see, so they don't have to change tyres. There'd be no rushing about in there, changing tyres last minute, as you might see on BSB grid with modern bikes. And they do run, unlike the normal TT, the pre-TT do run their races in the wet as well. So.
And like Jordan's just been saying, from a passenger's perspective, it kind of might feel a little bit easier because you can slide around a little bit easier,
Well,
which is interesting, isn't it? It's a great mindset to be in, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it certainly is. As a passenger, when it is wet on domestic races, you don't have to work left so much because you want to try and keep as much traction on that back wheel as possible. So, you could argue it is easier. But then, adverse conditions are called adverse for a reason, aren't they? It's not exactly what we want.
And poor Liam has had to put a little towel over the top of the camera. We need to get a picture of that. Jack, how would you feel going out in these conditions?
Well, I've never done a road race, but I would be a little bit more nervous than I normally would, just because it's a road race is like going out into the unknown anyhow. And with the wet, it just you can. Someone once told me you can never practice in the wet because it'll change every time you go out. So no matter, even if the whole season so far has been wet it'll be a different. It sounds stupid, but a different kind of wet. It wouldn't be like this. So the setup wouldn't be 100%. You'd be going into some corners not knowing quite how wet it is. Might be, especially with such a big circuit such as Bellown course. You could be completely dry in one corner where the trees are, and be completely wet in another. So it'd be very interchangeable. But it's just about on that sighting, that getting round, just mentally seeing where the things are. On the first lap, just trying to get everything sorted, get your head ready to make sure everything's good, and assess what you can and what you can't do. If it slides, you can't work that sort of thing. But
well, what about road racing for you? Like, how do you feel about that in your future racing plan? Because you've obviously been proving how great you're doing on the circuits. How he's so look at that. He cringes thinking and talking about it. But you boys have been doing great. How about looking into your future plan? Is road racing something that is drawing you in?
Well,
potentially,
I would love to do a TT eventually. I did Scarborough with another driver at the end of last year, and at the time it just didn't seem for me. So I think maybe in the next year or something, or the next couple of years, you want to build the confidence on these short circuits and maybe do another Scarborough, maybe do a 700. But at the end of the day, I do want to do a TT, but I'm not the only person on the machine, am I?
Yeah, exactly.
But you never know. So
we'll watch this space. Right, shall we see if there's anyone that we can?
I think so. See if anyone's ventured out from under the tent. Dear me.
I did spot Sharon. I was wondering whether we could get a little chat with Sharon. She was.
I'll get some tea. So chat, Steve?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just having a refreshing can of Coke there. Just wait for Lena to come across.
All right.
So Steve, how are you doing then? How are you getting on with the sidecar so far?
Okay. Lots of niggles, but hopefully tonight we've sorted a lot out and have a good run.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, how's the qualifying going?
Okay, we had a brake problem which didn't help us, but we did the best we could and qualified, for the race. So we're happy with that, with all the problems that we've had.
Marvellous. Of course, qualifying today it wasn't completely dry, but it was drier than it is now. And so with the rain coming in, how are you feeling for the race?
I don't mind. It can go two ways. It can play into my hands or not, but.
It's just getting heavy, so we're just
going
come
in. I never thought of it.
Do carry on though.
I don't mind, as long as it's either dry or wet, not in between. I'm okay with either.
So we just heard then that off Abbey there that the rain's meant to stop at about 8 o'clock, which is just before the race, which would be good for you then, surely, hopefully.
Yeah, well, it'd be wet, so you get on with it, don't you? You have to. We know where it is, so you have to ride accordingly.
We were just saying before, so classic sidecars, they only run on treaded tyres.
Yeah.
Would there be any adjustments that you would make to the bike anyway for when it's raining?
Yeah, only tyre pressures. Tyre pressures would soften them up for the wet.
So, and what would that do? Would that just make it move a bit more?
Yeah, well, it won't be as grippy, so you know, be more rideable. You know, not be as slide as much.
Ah, spot on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're the only change that you do. The so
Yeah,
obviously you can't change the tyres. Or
No, that's it.
Oh, do
we
fantastic.
ride with what we've got.
Now, can we just talk about the bike just very quickly? So you're one of the only two-stroke entries on the grid to date. It's a bit of a depleted grid. There was 12 entries, but I think there's only 8 bikes about to go out.
Is there?
But just tell a bit about the engine. Tell a bit about the bike.
Well, it's a GT 750 Suzuki, 3-cylinder, 2-stroke. It's nothing. It's not Megatudes or anything like that. It's got the barrel's been worked on and a few other modifications, but other than that, it's pretty standard.
Oh, fantastic. So, and how long have you had the bike then?
We started building everything last March and up to this stage.
Oh.
We've had a few hiccups by it actually caught fire a couple of weeks ago, and we had to rewire and pipe work and so on. But
it's absolutely fantastic that you're here then, Steve.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. And of course, your passenger Sam, she's a newcomer this year.
Yes.
How's she finding it?
Yeah, she's great out there, you know, and she seems to be enjoying it, and she's always wanted to do it. So we come together, and here we are.
Brilliant. And how long have you ridden together now?
On and off about 10 years.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I actually Sam had the first race with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Well, anyway, very good luck for tonight, Steve. Thank you very much. Can you just get one of these off you? Free wheeling. Hey, close enough, I do.
Let me get me fingers right.
Marvellous. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not be making it today, I tell you that.
Hold down. Stand that side.
Yeah, let's stand outside.
I know.
Let's take this off and we'll play racing on it.
Oh yeah,
Somebody else's racing team on it.
Well, the Henry be happy though, but...
So we have Danny Quirk here on the podium last year. Great result for you last year, and now a newcomer with you, entered with you, but just doing superb together.
Yeah, doing a great job.
Yeah, we did. We raced together 2 meetings this year, and we raced 3 last year. And we did really well in our last meeting at Darley. We got 3 out of 4 wins. So we gel really well together, and we get on well. So yeah, it's good.
And is it good to be back on the course?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe not in the Aberdeen down race. But yeah, it's good. Good to be back. Got into a rhythm again.
Yeah. And what have you found the most challenging getting your head around this particular course?
Last night, doing it in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was too dark for me and my old lady eyes. And then today, we did a lot better, obviously, but it's just more bumpy than anything I'd ever done before. And I've done roads in Belgium, but they're not as bumpy as that.
And tell us a bit about your background then in sidecars.
I think this is probably my 9th year of doing it. I was with a guy, Phil Lure, for quite a few years, and I've raced with Ray Reeves, Brian Gray, Dave Lisserman, Jan, I don't know how to say his surname.
Yeah.
Beans. I've been on with Steve Brooks once. That's probably about it, I think.
And where have you, is there anyone that really stood out that you loved racing at across Europe whilst you've been racing?
I really liked doing the Belgian roads.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, just a brilliant atmosphere. Cadwell, obviously, is one of our favourite tracks.
Yeah.
And I loved it here, it's just been brilliant. Yeah.
Great. I managed to get a taxi ride down Cadwell, first taxi ride ever as a passenger, and Whoa, that was incredible. I think I was in shock for a while afterwards, but I loved it. It's just such an amazing circuit, isn't it?
My first race was at Cadwell.
Was it
It
really?
was just a bit of a introduction to it because it's quite a hard.
It is. I know. I learnt that very quickly. I was very excited. Yeah. So, Danny, how about you then? Is there anywhere that stands out other than obviously this Bilown circuit that we all know and love? Anywhere else that stood out that you very?
Say Cadwell, really, my favourite. But yeah, the problem with racing here is it makes everything else seem a bit of a step down. But yeah, I'd say Cadwell. It's got a bit of everything.
Great.
My favourite.
And then coming back to this then, so the times, it's a competitive, the grid that's out there now, it's a small grid, but it's a competitive grid, isn't it? So how are you feeling about converting to finishing on the podium today?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident. We've lapped reasonable before.
Yeah.
Some of the fast boys that were here last year are here this year. So yeah, we should be. I'm confident.
Great.
Yeah, we had quite a good qualifying time, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was pleased for my first time here. Yeah.
No, great.
So we're going to be during the mud, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. We'll be teaming on our way down previous winners' course. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Great. Well, listen, guys. Thank you for joining us in doing a 3-wheeler.
Oh.
Thank you. And all the best with this weather. Yeah.
Yeah,
all
hope
right.
it stops.
Yeah, definitely. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it stopped. It's
stopped.
It's great. Yes.
Dear me.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we go in? What do you think?
What, go,
Let's head in there.
Yeah, I think we should
Let's
head
do
in
it.
Holding Bay.
Well, they seem very
Confident about
don't
it.
they?
Yeah.
Extremely.
The weather haven't put them off at all.
No, at all. Checking people in.
There we go. All psyched out with the umbrellas there.
Look at this. This looks so much fun, but also super scary.
It
to
certainly
me.
does. Imagine when they used to race these around the clip circuit and the mountain course back in the 1950s and before. That's unbelievable. And to think the World Championships used to be a grid full of these machines, and it's just unbelievable when you think about it. Considering when you look at modern machinery like Formula 1 classes.
What kind of speed do you think they're able to get in that?
I wouldn't know. I really don't know. I think the lap round here is something about 70 or 80 mile an hour. I know that much, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm just trying to think if there's someone around that would have a
Possibly.
bit
We're just going to find
opinion.
some.
But yeah.
See who we've got. Is that Alan? That's Alan over there, isn't
Alan
it?
Thomas, yeah.
Yeah.
So we spoke to Keith before, now after his classic passenger and he's sort of bringing up Alan.
Collective podium finishes.
Yeah.
Former podium finishes.
So how are you doing, Alan? Is it good to be back in the pre-DT paddock? Obviously not racing this year.
Wonderful. Bit of a shock to the system, though, not to be doing it. I've got to say, it does feel very strange not to be wanging round. Anyway, nice to be here.
Obviously, we were speaking before we keep about your fantastic results that you just had in Hengelo and on the classic machine as well. You put East Fortune as well, weren't you? About a month ago, was it?
Yeah, we had a bit of a disaster up there, though. No, it wasn't very successful at all. We stopped the meeting for an hour and a half or something when we dumped a load of oil out.
Oh, well, at least you made your mark. Sorry. I apologise. I'm very sorry about that. So, obviously, you keep competing in the TT again this year for your third time driving, but what will it be about your 15th time competing?
Yeah, it will be my 15th TT. So I've done 12 on the solo, 1 on the electric bike, and 3 driving.
Wow, that's magnificent. You must hold the record nearly for most CTs done.
Yeah, I tried them all, crap at all of them.
I don't know about that. Obviously, you partnered alongside Jody James this year, which would be very interesting.
He's had a couple of goes at it, but he hasn't had a finish yet. So he's going to have to pick up a lot of information quickly because we want to get up to the sort of speeds we were doing last year. That's going to be a couple of busy school days for him.
Brilliant. Well, obviously we've got a fortnight to talk about the TT, but right at the moment we're here at the pre-TT, and we were just saying before, it's a bit of a depleted grid of what we've had in years gone by, but they're saying the talent is absolutely fantastic. It's a very competitive grid. I don't know if you've been keeping up to date recently, but judging the names that you've got Jack Greasewood and Alice Smith, you've got Tony Ferguson and William Morley, you've got Dan Quirk with newcomer Sharon Rees. Who do you think are your podium contenders this year?
I wouldn't guess. I wouldn't take a punt in the view of the changing weather. Mm-hmm. That could really, Mr. Griswood and possibly Tony would.
You can't discount Greg.
Yeah.
If Greg's bike runs well, because Greg goes well round here.
Yeah, well, obviously Greg's a very experienced racer, both on the classic and on the Formula 2 machine and F1. So obviously you've got an informed opinion about the classic machines. Is there a vast difference between dry driving and wet driving and passengering on these machines? We've had a little bit of a word. Someone said before it's a bit easier from the passenger's perspective when it's wet.
It's a bit less physical, but you have to be a bit more
alert,
gentle, alert and reactive, I suppose.
It's easier for the driver as well.
Is it?
Oh yes, yeah. Far less centrifugal force as you're going around, so it's easier on the arms, and when you get to my age you want it to be easier.
Absolutely. But even on a changing, because it's such a wide course, it looks sunny over there by Cross Four Ways. Is that a battle? Is that a challenge, going around thinking that different corners might not be as wet as other corners? Or
once you've done a lap, you know where it's wet and where it's dry, so carry on regardless.
But so you'll be excited to watch tonight's race. It's not long wait now. We've been waiting all day now, so not long to go.
Yeah, what have we got now?
How long about?
About an hour.
Spot on, that'll be alright then. Well, thank you very much for speaking once again, Keith, and catching up with you, Alan. We should be catching up with you throughout the fortnight many times. So, can I just join with all these?
How many? 3.
3 years. Marvellous.
Thank you.
I'm just going to have a little chat with Sam over here. She's perched. Oh, I'm interrupting her a little bit. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Not too bad, thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, welcome to the Pre-TT Classic. Newcomer.
Yes.
New setup. How are you finding it?
Yeah, it's really good. Obviously, I've known Steve for a long time. He's my first ever driver, so it's just great to be back on with him, really. So, yeah.
Right. And how have you found learning the course?
Well, I'm still going. I'm still thinking, hold on, I'm going to go out and be like, what corner is this again? But no, yeah, remembering some of it, but we'll get there.
Good. And having fun and enjoying it, most importantly.
Definitely.
And what are your plans? So realistically, what are you aiming for today?
Just to finish.
Yeah.
Just to finish, learn that track, get the bike through, and we'll be happy.
Great.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your background prior to coming to Pre-TT class. How long you've actually been racing the cycles for?
About 8 to 10 years now I've been passenger in. Like I said, I was with Steve for the first kind of few years, classics, F2s, F1s, so done a bit of everything really, and now I race with my partner at the Classic Club, so which I'm actually racing against him this weekend on Outfit 71, so it's weird.
So how was that then? You can prepare together in a way.
Yeah, it's been interesting, but we're so supportive of each other. It's just kind of like we'll help each other out wherever we can, and we'll do laps in the van before like everybody got here, and so yeah, just help each other out really.
Brilliant. Well, listen, enjoy it. All the best with the finish. You will be there. Have you joined me in doing a three-wheeling? Thanks, Sam. Have fun.
Oh well, I've got to start walking. I'm in your safety area.
That's that.
So whilst we're waiting round, we've had some lovely chats with all the sidecar guys. We're just gonna... Oh, he's run off. We've got Hannah and Nathan are joining us, helping us out here at the Pre-TT Classic and at the TT. Come on, Nathan. Get in. And these guys are huge fans, but super talented photographers and now videographers, obviously. And they've stepped in to help us because they know the brand, they're fans of the brand, and they want to support us in growing. So welcome, Nathan. How have you been finding it?
Brilliant, yeah, I've really been enjoying it. So, just the typical Manx weather.
I know it is, isn't it? And Hannah,
what can I say?
No, are you excited? How is it joining, freewheeling this year? Are you enjoying it so far?
I am loving it. It's just crazy. Like, the atmosphere around here is just mental. Like, because we get to see it on the roads and stuff, but just being in here and like seeing how everyone's a big family, it's just really nice, and everyone's lovely.
Brilliant. Yeah, it must be interesting seeing it from a different perspective. Then, is it? Yeah.
It is very, very.
The other side of the fence.
Yeah, crazy, but it's a lot of fun.
what have you really enjoyed so far, Nathan?
Just seeing everyone sort of pull together. Everyone's nice here, and everyone just treats you like their own. Like, you're not a stranger. You just.
An open paddock, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've obviously your best mate Hannah is keeping you in check.
I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
I really appreciate it.
Well, listen, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks for joining us. And there's your first three-wheeler.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
Oh, it's great to have new people aboard, isn't it?
They're so passionate about it as well.
Yeah, and so enthusiastic.
It's great to have around. So I wanted to try and pin one of these guys down, but I can't spot them yet.
Look, the number 2 machine, the Martoni machine. I've been admiring that before.
You got to see that. You see that later. Instead of Martini, Martoni.
I've talked to Tony before, Tony Ferkel, the driver of this machine. He's done 18 TTs on the Formula 2.
My goodness.
He's been racing for, well over 30 years now. And he's doing tremendously on the Classic here alongside William Mobley. I don't know where, we're just saying, I don't know where they wandered off to, but they've got a very wet machines out here.
They have, haven't they?
Yeah. I think they've qualified 5th as well, so they'll be in strong position there. Row 3, that is. Going on 2. Right.
Series races and lots of trophies and all classes and it's hard to fathom years ago. Heavyweight.
It's okay.
I'm getting on it.
Ooh, it's a bit soggy.
Sorry.
It's alright, I've got to go out with it anyway.
Right, so once again we're joined with Alice Smith, who has very kindly offered to demonstrate how to passenger a classic cycle machine. So Alice, just take it away, just talk us through what you would do.
Okay, so I may as well go around the track if I can remember it without going around it. But we'll go off the grid, and I've got to be on the back wheel so that we can get the traction off the start. and then I'll go straight down, lying down here, so that I'm streamlined and I'm not a windbreak. There's a little left kink that a lot of people don't work, and I don't work it out the front, but I hold on here and I lean onto the left wheel so that the chair doesn't come up. And then we've got the first right-hander, so I'm off over the right here to make sure it doesn't spin. And then I'm back laying down again. You could kind of swap that. Yeah, back laying down again, all the way to the right-hander where there's a wall that I don't want to hit. So I try to keep low and stay down so that I'm also not a windbreak again. And then this right-hander's, because we're next to a wall, I don't want to hit my head on it. So I stay in line with Jack on the right-hander, and then I'm quick back for the iron gate, and I'm out for the left. I'm pushing on there. I have to go out a bit further than everyone else because I'm quite light. And then it's really, really bumpy and really twisty and turny, so I can't be at the front of the bike in case we would spin. So I'm at the back doing left and right like that, and try not to let go with both hands or I'll be out the back. And then we've got the hairpin, so I'm off over the back again, and if I really want to spin it up, if we've overshot a little bit, I'll lift up off the wheel so that it can spin it up a bit and then we can shoot off. I'm trying to remember where we are on the track now. Yep. So I'm then got another little left kink, so I'm leaning on there. And then we've got Ballarat stone, so I'm over for the right again. And then I've got 3 lefts that I don't tend to work properly, the first 2, but then I'm out for the left again. And then, still can't remember where I am now. And then I lay down. So a lot of the time I don't have to, we might be going through sections, but I don't actually have to work any of them. I just lay down most of the time and let Jack do all the work, which is quite nice as a passenger, so I can have a little break. And then we've got more right-handers, and we'll go through Church Bend, so I stay on the back wheel for as long as I can, and I'm up next to Jack, so I'm over for ready for the left, because it's quite a tight corner, so I'm over for the right there, so I've got my weight on this side, and then I'm over for the left again, and then lay down all the way to Stadium Corner, out for the left, nod at my parents, and then over for the right, and then lay down the start-finish straight. Boom.
Wow. What a workout that is.
Yeah, I don't know how I remembered the whole thing, but there you go.
Marvellous. Thank you very much for that.
No worries, thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Cheers.
I have to carry this fuel. And it's that bad. The other weekend he went I was guiding. So he went over with an empty can, filled it up.
Where's our Tony?
I don't know where Tony's gone. Oh, I will. I will. A bit me before. Well, they're going in half an hour. So.
And he
it's 10 past.
He gave it to people who ran some motorbikes.
That's what I have to have done that.
Very straight. But sometimes you need to know something that knows I was a couple for 25 years. I know how to get around things.
Just heard now that a solo session went out and it started raining when they were out, so that they were red flagging me, brought back in. But I've just heard the klaxon go, so they'll be going back out in the next few minutes, and then it'll be Sidecar straight after that, hopefully. So shouldn't be too long of a wait now, although it's been a bit of a delay, but it should be grand. That is loud. That's magnificent, but loud. Danny Quirk there just warming up his fantastic V-twin engine. See that there? See the carburetor sticking out of cylinder number 1 there. A fantastic beast. Obviously he's one of the favourite podium in our books. Doing a fantastic job so far. Tell you what, you could hear that from Ballabeg. It's all out. There's some great engines before. As I was saying, Kenny Howell's running a beautiful sounding 2-stroke kettle engine. The grid's most made up of 4 strokes. I don't know why I'm talking, to be honest. You probably can't hear me over that. I'm wanting to get warmed up shortly, get a heat cycle for him before I hit the race, get some cylinders cleaned out. But see there, Matt Bell. Number 55 they've just started their outfit and all, trying to warm all up. Beautiful machines here. Got some imps going out. Say Greg Lambert's on here with him. He'll be starting up. I think number 71, that seems to be an imp as well. Well, it certainly is an imp, by the sound of it. They sound magnificent on track. Then of course, and they've got some other great machines out and about as well. Not long now, with some nerves going out paddock. See now if you see here, Kenny Howell just bump starting his machine. See, many of these motors due to the classic and their age, they don't have starter motors. They run better without them, and obviously lighter and better on the engine. So you can see a little generator there that they've used to turn the back wheel just to bump start the machine. These are back to days where races used to start by bump start rather than clutch start as they are now. James Blackmore just about started up as well. If you're watching this from home, you can't feel it, but the roar that is coming through the ground now, it is like a bass drum at a music festival. It's rattling all of your bones. It is an unbelievable, undescribable feeling. It is. You don't get this at modern race meetings. As I say, 12 bikes were rented onto this, but there's only 10 bikes here in the holding bay about to go out for race 1 very soon. I think the gates have opened, so I think they can go down to the collection area. However, I'm not too sure if they want. Like, see, look at these black lines that are in the ground. It's quite boggy. Whoa! Oh, the smell of that two-stroke. The Castrol R. Beautiful. The flat cylinder there, the boxer engines of the BMWs, running away, ready to hit the way down over the Bilbao course. I don't know if you hear, but I'm back by Greg Lambert's gym. I think it just purrs. It sounds absolutely marvellous. Now, so you never know, with the solo race going out, there might be a little bit of dry track out there, which would be fantastic for these cyclists. A little bit more grip, means a little bit more lap time. Now, don't get me wrong, it will not be perfect condition out there, it'll be far from it, but it'll be a very, very interesting race. A lot more of a level playing field, shall we say. Ben still there, just warming up Steve Brooks' bike. Checking for temperature, making sure it's warming up. Obviously with two-strokes, they have to be absolutely precise. It doesn't take much to see the four-stroke, but it takes even less to see the two-stroke, just because it is so pernickety. You want to make sure you've got the exact temperature, make sure everything is back on. Riders themselves just getting the last little bit of water in, keeping hydrated, ready for the race. It may not be that many laps, but it's a long lap round here. It's a good 3 or 4 minutes for one of these classic machines. I mean, the solo collection area, people are starting to pack their trolleys away, pack the tyre away, which is a fantastic sign for the sidecars, as it means that it's nearly show time. It's nearly show time for the sidecars. So I can just see a solo there disappearing over the start finish line, which means going on to be about halfway through the race now. Well anticipated. The first freewheeling dot media sidecar 3TT race on the Saturday evening here on the glorious Ballown circuit. It's going to be a magnificent. Drivers and passengers to be so focused at the moment. Going through the track thinking how they're going to change gear, how they're going to brake, how they're going to approach this race. All they could be sat, just relax, ready, knowing that they're going to go out there and have some of the greatest fun that you can ever have on this planet. Riding a fair car, it'd be magnificent. Hear that there? When he strokes a fall like that, he's clearing out the 3 cylinders of that Suzuki Kettle engine. He's making sure that, making sure that the oil's not building up in the cylinders, so that when it goes out on track, it can perform the best it can perform. I won't go into the 2 strokes, but it's necessary if you want the 2 strokes to be at peak perfection. James Hanks here, an up-and-coming cycle driver himself, mechanicking for Greg Lambert and Andrew Haynes at the TD this year and the pre-TT, just clearing the platform there for Andy. They got to make sure it's all as grippy as possible. Unfortunately, we don't have time for an interview at the moment, but you can see in the background there, Dave Applegate, a fantastic TT and Super 100 contender back in the day. Still a hand in say about Green Ant Racing, which is Dan Knight and Ben Hughes up at the paddock, up at the TT paddock. But he loves his classic bikes, does Apple. That's why he's down here. the radio buzz about the marshals. I think the solos starting to come in. Can't hear anything coming in the Holding Bay apart from the two beautiful sounding two-stroke warming up. It's a marvellous sound map for this Castletown Valley. But here the solos come back in now. And it's the end of the race. It's like they'll be going out any second now. The excitement and nerves here are absolutely fantastic. I've just heard that the Thigh race, due to the wet weather and the solo race is being red flagged, there's like 3 laps. The Thigh race has now been reduced down to 3 laps. Fortunately, which 1 lap less than what they're supposed to do, and it's news not only to us but to all the Thigh teams that it's just been made evident. No, nevertheless, it would be an absolutely blinding race, I'm sure. I'm sure the Thigh team shall be told as they go down into the collection area, because we are just in the holding bay at the moment.
Excellent. So 98 Damien Crook is up into 5th. 6th is number 24 Tom Snow. 7th is number 49 William Birchall. 8th is now number 53 Rad Hughes. 9th is number 47 Luke Levens. And 10th number 95 Martin Clare. 88.021 for the leader, the man from Pontypool, number 4 Rhys Hardesty. He's 15.59 seconds ahead of 34 Don Gilbert, with a lap of 86.699 miles per hour. And then 109 Darryl Tweed is in reasonable contention there in third. He did 86.028.
Can you imagine what the paddock must have been like back in the 60s and the 70s when these were all the bikes on the grid for the actual TT? Of course, pre-TT now it's a fantastic spectacle, but can you imagine when there was 100 bikes, 80 to 100 bikes about to head down Bray Hill? It must have been unbelievable. There were some great menus roll back then. We mentioned before Florian Camabian. Jock Taylor's first TT was on a front exit sidecar. Of course, TT winner and world champion from 1980s. I've just heard as well, it's very wet round Church Bend. Joe's screen here that we met before, she was just going around telling all of the sidecar teams that it's very wet round Church Bend, which again is a vital part of information. Just because we don't get a sighting lap here with the free TTs, I need the first lap to know where the different conditions at different parts of the track, but it's a first lap of anger, if you see what I mean. The first lap of the race, every lap counts, especially in the 3-lap dash that this will be this evening. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out for the first lap, whether they'll be taking it steady round Church Bend or whether some people will be going in and hoping it sticks. But no, it'll be fantastic.
Tom Snow, he's moved up into 5th position now. 6th position is number 98, David Crook, 17.184 seconds. The advantage for a race leader, number 4. Are we going to see a
very near silence now in the Ballown paddock, so I suppose you can almost say it's calm before the storm. All you can hear is number 71's Imp quietly purring away, warming up there in the background. Not long now, I'm sure, before this race begins. Right, so it comes. I was a bit premature before saying that the solos are just about to pull in. I've just been told that they're just on their last lap now, which would mean that there's not too much of a wait. I know there's been not too much of a wait for the last 5 minutes maybe, but I think it's true this time.
At the moment, through possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I said to them. I'll be 4 or 5 minutes behind you. Watching. Oh, not like that. Like that.
That's the one thing you got to talk about with sidecars. It's a camaraderie between riders. There's no, as you can see there, between the number 5 and the number 55 bikes. They're having a great, they're just having a laugh just before they're about to go out at pushing 100 miles an hour around the Ballown circuit. And what they're doing, they're sat there in a jovial, brilliant way. And as we're just talking now, we just get a few spots of rain coming back again. However, I don't think it should be too bad. I don't think it'll change the course conditions much at all. And as I thought, here we come, this must be the winner from the solo race, just coming in behind us there. Very nice to turn out Yamaha. Two very pleased solo riders there. Rostrum finishing solo riders as well. I think they had a fantastic race, which is what racing is all about. The day it's not fun, in my opinion, the day you shouldn't be racing. Fantastic. Well, solo's in, which means it's nearly time for sidecars to take their stage, which will be coming at any time now.
Yeah.
For you, it was quite tame.
An interesting little observation that all the solos are coming back in on wet tyres. Now, of course, classic solos must run treaded tyres anyhow, but if they've decided to run that race on wet tyres, it must mean that they are certain parts of the courses that are have a great lack of adhesion.
Chris,
Very interesting.
Quick slap of the race as well.
Fastest lap money again. You get 50 quid for that, you know? Yeah, I think so. Terrible start. It was bogged down off the line. I mean, ask anyone, I'm one of the fastest starters on these things, but this gearing change, it's, yeah. Wrecked your head a bit. I don't know what went wrong, but literally I was last into the first corner there, and I just had to keep going. And rode well though, caught up at Darrell Lowe. I think you had 6 seconds, then it was 2.5 seconds going into the last lap. Definitely one more lap and I would have got second, I'm sure of it. I could have been a fruity move into Castletown corner there, but no, I wasn't doing anything dangerous today. No, absolutely not. Big thanks to Mick Outhwaite, top man, and Steve, obviously, they've got a great part of company every year. And I've got great sponsors with IHEAT, Silver Star Services, ceramic coating, Singleton, scrap metal, fantastic. Well, thank you enough. Well done, bud. Thank you. Cheers, bud. Cheers, well done. So there's your top three.
Choice field at the Anglo.
Yeah, Carver of course apologises to everybody for that time.
Oh, well.
So, unfortunately, the clerk of the course has sent his apologies. They've run out of time because of the delays with the weather and delays with the solo sessions. They've run out of time to be able to actually run the sidecar race. So we wait update on how they will recover the race, if they'll be able to recover it. But yeah, sadly they won't be going out racing this evening. What a disappointment for them all.
I know, I can't believe we've been waiting around all day and then in the rain or what have you, and then to be told just last minute, that's a massive disappointment for the teams. I'm just hearing, I think they're going to try and push it on so that we get 2 races tomorrow, which would be very good for the teams. Very good for everybody, really. But yeah, that's racing, isn't it? So
it happens, isn't it? And especially a place like this, it can happen anywhere really, can't it? So at least they've got a plan there potentially in place to actually still run the race, which is wonderful news for us. We'll get more racing tomorrow, which is great. Just frustrating for these guys.
Absolutely, but then again, not only is it getting later, they want to get the roads open, it's getting darker, visibility is lacking, and with them conditions, then there's no point taking unnecessary risks, is there? So overall, I think it's the right decision.
Well, what about tomorrow then? They're going to be raring to go tomorrow, aren't they?
Oh yes, I don't think very much beer will be drunk tonight in the paddock, I tell you that. I think we want to be getting up tomorrow, be raring for 2 brilliant 3 or 4 lap races. I'm very excited. How about you, Hayley?
I can't wait. I just want to go. I'm going to go do the Sundance and make sure it comes out to play tomorrow. So, listen, we'll sign off. These guys are definitely more than ready for tomorrow, so we're going to have a little bit more racing to come your way. We're really excited to bring it to you, so we'll have plenty of chats as well. So we'll stay tuned to our socials and when everything will be going live, any adjustments, any edits to that time as well. And we look forward to you joining us again tomorrow, Jack. I'll see you hopefully in a bit of sunshine tomorrow.
Well, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
See you tomorrow, Hayley.
By the sport, for the sport.
It's great to see the classics out there, and it's great to hear the classics out there. These guys mean business. Although we love the show, it's the racing, huh?
It's a whole different ball game, Chris. It's something else entirely. It's nothing really. It's got 3 wheels and engine. That's the only thing that's the same about it.
And the idiots that ride it.
Yeah, I'm the same idiots.
It's a bit more technical on one of these. You've got to move forwards and backwards and sideways, whereas on an F2 it's more right and left. So yeah, you feel the bumps a bit more.
It's a very bumpy circuit. It was like a bucking bronco, honestly. Dropped the pressures in the tyres and seemed to smooth it out a little bit, but you've got to be careful around here.
Really fast. It's so much fun. Quite hard, but it's really good. I just love it.
These things are just, some of them are absolutely epic. Don't have a clue what they are. Like when you look at it, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
What's the manufacturer? They're just absolutely stunning bits of kit. Just to see these in action, I'm really excited. Front exit sidecars for me is, it's bonkers. So I'm not a passenger. So we'll leave it to the experts.
So many friendly people here. The paddock here is exceptional. Everybody is helping each other like a big family.
It's a case of holding on, doing what you can, and hoping that you're going to finish.
You just don't know who's going to win. It's all right being the fastest man, but you've got to come across the line, haven't you?
Congratulations!
Yes, thank you. Oh, can't believe it. We did it.
That was incredible. My arms are so pumped. I was really struggling to hold on.
The aim was just to get a good start in a reasonable position. We just kept going, so it seemed to be all right.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
I loved riding it and squealing the tyres, locking the brakes up.
We rode the wheels off it yesterday. It was great. The big wheelers are just so different to everything else. You have to be quite an acrobat on the thing.
But these guys are fantastic, and it will be a good spectacle to watch today.
Race has been discontinued, but they've declared the winner.
It's number 9, number 97, and number 5. Brilliant.
It's just spectacular. It's a privilege to come and race it, really.
It's nice to see the paddock getting a variation of all different winners, and it's great for the sport, and it's great for the spectators around here.
Oh, I'll definitely come back. Yeah, I like it.
It's the highlight of the year for us.
Free wheeling, yeah, we go.